Eagles starting lineups. There was a question who would be starting for the Warriors, but there really is no surprise. Exactly what Nelly told us.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to watch the matchup. Mullen started on Pierce the other day. Let's see. Don Nelson loves to get you to go to another guy, one of your non-offensive people. If he moves Mullen over on Cage, maybe he'd like to get it and go after Chris Mullen. We'll have to see what happens.
And coaching Seattle, taking over for K.C. Jones with a career record of 146-91, 27-15 with the Sonics, George Karl, former coach. Right here, and Don Nelson with a career mark of 719 and 493, 179 and 49 here at Golden State. They'll be calling the plays for his troops. The officials this evening, Hugh Evans, Hugh Hollins, Wally Rooney, once again a veteran crew. And we are set. Alton Lister will be jumping center for the hometown Golden State Warriors. And the tip belongs to Seattle. So quickly, let's see the matchups. It is Cage on Chris Mullen. Doug, that is something that you thought Don Nelson might do.
Well, what he'd like for you to do now is to go to Michael Cage against Mullen and get out of your offensive rhythm. I don't think George Karl will fall for that.
Payton on the outside drops his first two down.
Well, we saw him out here shooting for the game for about 35 minutes with the assistant coaches. He knows he's going to get a lot of those shots out of the double teams today.
Well, he hit his first two jumpers in game one. He felt that that's what really got him going because it forced the defense to come out to him. Here comes Payton. He's got Pierce on the left. He's going to pull up. He's way off the mark. There's a bruise on the backboard. Fakes the jumper.
See, Derek McKee is big, and he's lanky and rangy, can bother Mullen's shots. So Chris Mullen's going to have to do a good job getting some screens to get himself open to get some free shots.
Now Cage almost in no man's land. Alton Lister,
that wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Quickly down the other end, the acrobatic shot by McKee won't go. Hugh Evans calls the foul.
Ron, in a game like this, what you get is a lot of cross-matching. And what I mean by that is guys that aren't playing each other defensively on one end of the floor, you have to try to get back and pick up a guy as you go across the floor, and it causes a lot of confusion. So guys are going to have to really talk. So when you try to get the early offense, guys can get back defensively and take away easy scores. That time, McKee was able to get deep penetration to get to the basket.
Derek McKee at the line. Fifth-year pro out of Alabama. First-round pick back in '87. The ninth pick overall. Drops them both.
See, Derek McKee's the kind of player that you get him jacked up, ready to play. He's got a world of talent, but he can be passive sometimes.
It's the only rap on him that he's an introvert. Hardaway for a three. Doesn't get it. Cage tracks it down. Here comes Payton leading the charge. To Pierce. Kemp. What a game in game one. Loses the handle on this, but we've got a whistle. That's an offensive foul. 3 seconds, I take it back. 3 seconds on Seattle.
The size of Alton Lister chased Sean Kemp off that shot. See, when you started the game the other night, you did not have Lister in the game. Tyrone Hill was out there. Kemp knew he could do what he wanted to. Lister does have shot blocking ability.
Lister sets the pick. Mullen, Cage picks him up. Payton then grabs him.
See, Seattle switches a lot. Now you've got Payton on Mullen. He should be able to shoot over him.
And Payton reaches over the top, and that'll be his first personal foul. First team foul for Seattle. We played just about 2 minutes. The Warriors trail 4-2. Out front it is Higgins. Has to get it to Hardaway. Payton not afraid to come way out on him. Owen's shot won't go down. Rebound controlled by Kemp. The outlet to Payton. He's going to pull the trigger from about 20 and nothing but net.
Shows a lot of confidence right now for a guy who's not a great shooter. That's 2 of his first 3 jump shots, and that's really a good sign for Seattle, the fact that he's confident looking for that little quick jumper.
That opens so much up on the inside for him.
Yeah, now when you double team, you've got a guy who's confident taking the jump shot.
Lister and Kemp hook it up, and Sean Kemp is going to be caught. His first.
I think Sean Kemp has to be very, very careful not to get in foul trouble against Alton Lister. Alton Lister is not a primary offensive player. If he catches the ball, square him up and make him take the shot. Don't get in early foul trouble against him.
Mullen gets it out of the double team. Lister is open, faces up.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, you know, make him make shots against you.
Pierce's shot won't go. Golden State has it. 9-12 showing on the clock in the first quarter. Seattle by 4. In the season series, Golden State dropped the first 2 games to Seattle. The first one was in overtime. Came back to win the next 3. This crowd is loud. Hardaway said in the paper that Payton has to prove himself again today. Said, yes, he had a good game against me in game 1. As Hardaway only had 6 assists, but he has to do it twice.
20-second timeout.
And they did just that. They did just that. McKee trying to explain to Payton, you've got to help me out. But there were 3 other players down the other end, Doug, that didn't come back to help out either.
They almost got a violation there. Just the fact he locked up as he was getting ready to throw the ball in bounds. I mean, take your 20-second timeout, and even though, you won't have it the rest of the half, at least it saves you a possession.
Well, in game 1, Seattle made their first 7 shots. Right now, they have a 4-point lead. We are 1 second inside of the 9-minute mark.
There's really been no rhythm established in this game right now. You see 2 teams that are sort of feeling themselves out. There's really been no, runs, what you call where you get 2 or 3 teams going back and forth, or 2 or 3 opportunities to go back and forth to the ball. It's been a stoppage of play here a lot here in the first 3 minutes.
Now, one of the things Don Nelson said about Chris Mullin, he did not practice, as Seattle seeing a little full court pressure early on, is that Chris Mullin was a little bit rusty in game 1. He didn't practice after getting hurt in Sunday's finale against Seattle.
Well, shooting is a very, touch thing. So when you have a little bit of loss in your rhythm, that's going to happen.
Shot clock at 7. Pierce out front. Shot clock at 4. To McKee. Pulls the trigger. Bingo.
All created off the penetration of Ricky Pierce. It's nice to have guys that can create opportunities as the clock is winding down. Ricky Pierce is one of those kind of guys.
Former 6th man of the year twice, as a matter of fact.
See, Mullin has not been free for his shot. They're switching well off screens, and they're really getting up and forcing him to put the ball on the floor.
Owens for 2. Rattles it home.
Billy Owens sure didn't have first game rookie jitters. 25 points and 11 rebounds.
A rookie out of Syracuse.
McKee is off to a great start. I think that's, what is that, 6 points for him here already?
Exactly right. Higgins will let it go from 3, way off to the left. And the ball belongs to Seattle with 7:54 showing on the clock, and the Sonics lead it by 6.
Rod Higgins still adjusting to that broken wrist. He has a cast on his left arm, so it's still getting used to shooting with that cast.
Wally Rooney says it belongs to Golden State.
Now, this is what the Warriors are going to have to do, Ron. When they create turnovers, they're going to have to take advantage of them. The other night, they forced 16 turnovers, which is 2 below their average, but they scored 29 points off the turnovers. So if they can do that, they can win a ball game.
Payton got position, but instead he also got the foul, and that will be his 2nd personal foul.
And now Nate McMillan will be in the ball game. He'll come in as a point guard. He's actually been playing a lot of small forward late in the season to prepare himself for this kind of series. So let's see what the entrance of Nate McMillan does as Gary Payton exits.
McMillan, the 6th-year pro out of North Carolina State. He's 6'5", 190. Lister backing in on Cage. The turnaround jumper doesn't go down. You talk about, you hit on a good point. The fact Seattle's been preparing for Golden State, not just these last 5 days. Outside with 3. It is a 3 by Nate McMillan. But they've been preparing.
Absolutely, and that's what you have to do going into the playoffs. You have to prepare your team. And a guy like Nate McMillan is a multi-dimensional player, so he can hurt you and help you in so many different ways.
We've got a timeout, 7:14 in the first. Seattle by 9. We'll be back. 104.5.
If you ain't looking good,
Get your signs as far as Golden State.
Well, let's talk about playoff basketball as defense. And when you see among the 16 playoff teams, points allowed, Warriors are 16th, rebounds, offensive rebounds 16th, opponent's field goal percentage. That means the opponent shoots the 2nd best against Warriors than anybody else. And you also, I didn't remember what the last one was, but you can see signs pointing to problems for the Warriors here defensively in the playoffs.
We've got our first illegal defense in the ball game.
The first is a warning.
George Karl is the coach of the month in February, the first Seattle coach ever to get that honor.
Let's see if the Warriors can get a shot here for Chris Mullin or Hardaway. Both those guys have taken only one shot here the first part of this ball game.
Hardaway now, Kemp. McMillan on the double team, has to give it up to Mullin. In the paint, the left-handed jumper won't find the hole. Rebound tip. Cage had a shot at it. Good pass.
Oh, great finish also, too. Rod Higgins, a strong move to the basket. Excellent pass by Chris Mullin.
7-point Seattle lead. McKee on top.
This crowd really wants to get excited. They have nothing to cheer about yet.
Good defense by Alton Lister.
He's done a good job against Sean Kemp here early in the game.
And McMillan reaches in on Hardaway. So Payton has two. He's sitting down. McMillan picks up his first. That is team foul number 4. We still have 6:24 left to be played in the first. McMillan gets low on Hardaway. T-Bug just goes right around him to the right side, and Tim Hardaway gets in the books. Kemp has worked on his post-up moves off the offseason.
Oh, great hustle by Kemp to get the shot back. Hustled all the way across the floor to get the offensive rebound.
That is an excellent look in a basket, but what a pass from Ricky Pierce down low.
See now, Sean Kemp with that hustle is going to give his team an opportunity for 3 points on that possession. He missed the shot, but the minute his feet hit the ground, he chased his own shot down. Look at him go across the floor. This guy's 6'10", 245 pounds. Tremendous quickness.
Well, that's one thing George Karl told us. He goes, you know, I look at the films and I get tired watching this guy. He works so hard on his game.
Those are the loose balls that Golden State have to have. You know, the rebounds you're going to expect, some second shots, but the loose balls the Warriors have to get.
McKee perfect from the line. He has 9 points as Chris Gatling, the rookie out of Old Dominion, wearing number 25, checks into the lineup at 6'10", 220. Usually the first off the bench in Don Nelson's game plan. Had 12 points in game 1.
Along with 7 rebounds.
Right.
3 block shots. So he was very active. That's going to be in the penalty now. So the Warriors are going to be shooting free throws the rest of the quarter at the 5:45 mark.
It's not what George Karl would like to see, obviously. Foul was on McKee. That is his first personal. And at the line it will be the rookie out of Syracuse.
Penalty, 2 shots.
Billy Owens out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Doesn't get it.
If you look at the Warriors on the season also, too, Ron, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their key players shoot under 70%. And that, in playoff basketball, when you start getting more free throw opportunities, you really got to cash in on those.
Owens only 65%. He gets 1 of 2. McKee, strong move, rejected by Gatling.
Well, you can see right now the front line of the Warriors, Gatling, Owens, Lister, maybe as big as they get and as active as they get on the front line. This is what Chris Gatling brings to this team. A little shot blocking and some excellent spring around the basket.
Almost stolen by Gatling. Pierce comes up with it. Mullin reaches in. He's whistled for the foul. You talk about Chris Gatling and Billy Owens and the rookie. This may be the best crop of rookies in any team in a number of years, probably since Cleveland, as we look at the foul again. But doesn't that provide sort of a dilemma for Don Nelson, having these rookies who can play well, but it's also playoff time, and Nelly really doesn't like rookies?
Well, absolutely. So, you know, he realizes that playoff time is a time when rookies will make more mistakes than normal. So it's a very difficult situation. He does have 2 rookies on the floor right now. Victor Alexander is his 3rd.
Inside whistle, a foul away from the ball, and I think that'll be on Hardaway. It is.
Number 10, Tim Hardaway, first personal.
His first personal, 4th team foul.
No rhythm in this game right now, Ron. A lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage of play. Neither team has been able to really get started here in terms of their offense.
Who does that hurt most? Seattle, because they run so much?
No, I think it hurts Golden State. I think that Seattle would like to ugly up the game if they can. The Warriors are a team that really is a rhythm kind of team. They like to get out, run, pull up, shoot threes. Mullin and Hardaway, Owens, get these guys involved. They've not been able to do that here early. Seattle's doing what they want to do.
They can't afford to be methodical. Pierce, good steal off Mullin. He has Chris to beat. Takes it up, and it goes.
Number 22, Ricky Pierce.
Pierce's first two. He led Seattle in scoring this year at 21.7 a contest.
So they're trying to get Billy Owens on the top of the floor now to create.
And he creates two.
This guy is a guy who might be a big guard when it's all said and done. When you put Gatling out there and you put an Alexander and some of these bigger players, Tyrone Hill.
Kemp, nobody buys the fake. Sharunas Marciulionis set to check in for Golden State. Cage, the easy 17.
Michael Cage has an excellent little jump shooting touch when you get him about that range on the season. He's a 56% field goal shooter, which was 5th in the NBA.
His parents, Iola and James Cage, in Memphis, Arkansas, watching, and that's the one thing you want to make sure to tell him hi. Inside Gatling baseline. Cage, good job defensively, slapping it away. Gatling, the reverse, it goes!
He's a spectacular player. He makes big-time spectacular plays. He really energizes this team with his play.
Lister hits the floor as Kemp goes strong, and Shaw's going to help him up. Marciulionis comes in, Benoit Benjamin comes in.
First person on 15. Placing Michael Cage.
Well, Chris Gatling gets the ball knocked loose by Michael Cage. He hangs with it, though, and here's the speed and quickness and the excitement he brings. A little hanging double pump shot. He takes it underneath the basket, and nice score by Chris Gatling.
We've had a timeout on the court. 3:59 left in the first. Seattle still up by 7, and we'll be back.
I'm the youngest guy in the office. I've been there the shortest time, yet I'm the only one who got an Eagle Talon for a company car.
Wow, the boss must think a lot of you.
Dad? Yeah.
That's my girl.
The end of the season was they played tired, Doug.
Well, I think you can see their two best players logged the most minutes of any combination in the NBA. The next closest pair was Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen with 6,200 minutes. So that's 200 minutes a man and 40 minutes a game. That's 5 more games, really. So we'll have to see if it takes its toll as this playoff series goes along.
We saw Chris Mullin. He's touched the ball 6 times on offense, but he has only that 1 field goal attempt. And Kemp gets the first. This is a young man that played in the 1988 McDonald's All-American game, the same All-American game that had Christian Laettner, Don McClain. So really, he should be like a senior in college right now, and instead he is becoming a dominating player in the NBA.
Sonics here showing a little bit of 1-2-2 half-court offense. They'll trap out of the first pass and made Hardaway make a bad decision there.
We got Marciulionis in the lineup for Golden State. Benoit Benjamin, the big 0-0, the 7th-year pro in the lineup for Seattle.
See if they try to post Pierce on Marciulionis. Looks like they're trying to isolate right now. They can go over the top. They get Pierce on a little post play.
Pierce feels very comfortable posting up. Nice pass inside. McMillan can't complete it, but we have a whistle and another foul, and once again the tempo has come to a screeching halt.
Ron, look at the size of this Seattle team that's on the floor right now. You've got Ricky Pierce at 6'5", well over 200 pounds. You have McMillan at probably 6'6", Sean Kemp, McKee at 6'9", and Benjamin at 7 feet. Your point guard is 6'7" on the floor right now. And you take a look then for Golden State, you have Hardaway, who's probably 6 feet, 6'1", Mullen, Marciulionis at 6'4", so a much smaller lineup. And the problem is that with this size, Seattle is even more athletic. It's a very difficult cover for this Golden State team.
Golden State also has Victor Alexander, the rookie from Iowa State, in the lineup.
That's the first good look he's had at the basket. Benjamin did not show up that time off the screen. So if they want to free up Mullen, maybe they can use Benjamin in the screen roll, allow him to come off and take that shot.
McKee now working on Gatling. Whistle, that would be an offensive foul. He used his left arm to shield off Gatling.
Number 31,
That's McKee's second personal foul. Left to be played in the first. Seattle by 8. They've led by as many as 9. Mullen gets another good look at it. Doesn't get it to go. Benjamin chases it down. McMillan picked up the dribble inside of Benjamin. That'll be an offensive foul on Benjamin.
That's going to be at least 4 offensive fouls on Seattle. early in this ball game, which is actually a turnover. So the Warriors are creating some turnovers. There's the lowering the shoulder, and he pops Victor Alexander. So this is where the Warriors, we talked about more opportunities. No shot attempt for Seattle. They've got to come down and cash in on this.
Eddie Johnson up off the bench of Seattle as Marciulionis' first shot won't go, but excellent hustle by the rookie from Old Dominion.
Another opportunity, offensive rebound.
Marciulionis again. He thought it was going to be short as he just went charging toward the basket, but it went down. Marciulionis had 23 points, a playoff career high in game 1 of this series.
Posting McKee against Mullins.
Mullins, good defense, slaps it away. 9 on the shot clock. Seattle has the ball.
Now, watch McKee now. He gets great position, but Chris Mullin is tremendous at this. Watch this right here. The low block. Boom, you expose the ball, he's going to knock it out of your hand. If McKee protects the ball there, he can get some point-blank shots, but you can't bring it up against Chris Mullin that way. He'll strip you on the way up.
Eddie Johnson, wearing number 8, is checked in for Seattle, the 10th-year pro out of Illinois. Inside, Benjamin, the fall away, won't go down. Big rebound by Alexander. Hardaway, the running right-hander.
See, he had to shoot that ball over Derek McKee at 6'9". He extends. That's a tough shot for your point guard in the lane, little jump hook.
Especially when your point guard is under 6 foot.
So they want to go to McKee again. If he takes his time here, he can get a good shot.
Hardaway goes for the double. McMillan for the 3, and he drains it. Nate McMillan, his second 3, only shot 28% on the year, Doug.
What a valuable player, Nate McMillan. He's known for his defense. Now he stepped in and busted 2 threes for you to give you a 9-point lead here in the first quarter.
He's a very versatile player, no question about it. Boy, Kemp was about 12 feet up there for that board. McKee inside to Benjamin. Alexander swipes it away, but instead we have a foul.
A lot of questions when Benoit Benjamin came back about what a factor he's going to be. As we talked to George Karl, we're going to see Benjamin here as he goes up and gets the blocked shot, but the foul. One thing George Karl talked about is that we need Benjamin's shot blocking ability and his ability to change shots. So I will use him. I will not use him a lot with Sean Kemp, although in the first quarter he's been doing that. But Benjamin can block shots and change the game inside when Hardaway, Mullin, and Marciulionis try to drive the basket.
Well, now they take Gatling out. They come back with Owens, so a rookie replaces a rookie. The numbers on Benjamin, whose agent is Don King. That makes an interesting pair. That answers a lot of questions. Nearing the 1-minute mark, Marciulionis' strong move inside, finishes with the left hand. He has 4 for the ball game.
Eddie Johnson can't handle him. Marciulionis way too quick and strong, so that's a matchup we're going to have to keep our eye on. Eddie Johnson's going to have to make some jumpers.
McMillan, give, go, classic, textbook.
Boy, Nate McMillan's given him a tremendous lift off the bench. 8 points.
Mullin with the reverse with the left hand.
Now this is the tempo that the Golden State wants. Back and forth, back and forth. Seattle needs to take their time here, punch the ball inside, get a good score.
Kemp, the double team. Mullin can't come over in time. Goes up strong, his own rebound, slapped away, hit his leg, belongs to Golden State.
I think that Chris Mullin got a hand in there. It looked like that Kemp had the ball and wanted to take it up. It looked like Mullin got a hand in there, knocked it off his knee.
Number 10, Tim Hardaway.
29-21, 38 seconds left to be played. Barros is checked into the lineup. Vincent Eskew. Alexander with his first 2. 4-second difference between the shot and the game.
McKee's just going to back Askew down and try to take a little point range shot.
There it is. Doesn't get it to roll. Alexander clears the rebound. A lot of time. Golden State should get a good shot. Mullin all day from the corner. In and out and back down. 1 second left. Benjamin will just throw it up. It'll be way short. So Seattle, who found themselves up by 10, will end the first quarter of play leading by just 4. 29-25, quarter number 2 still to go.
years ago, the U.S. government conducted nuclear tests in the Nevada desert. Today, the fallout has just begun. Martin Sheen, Emilio Estevez, and Leah Thompson star in Nightbreaker, Sunday.
What a spectacular afternoon in Oakland and in the San Francisco area. Pretty good last couple of minutes for the Golden State Warriors. A 6-0 run to close the quarter, and that cut that 10-point lead down to 4.
They got the tempo where they wanted it, Ron. That's what they want to do, the up and down game. Seattle has to be very careful not to get caught up in that.
Askew on top. Marshall Otis running the show now for Golden State.
Illegal defense on Benjamin.
Kind of got caught in the middle, no place to go. That's the second illegal D called on Seattle, so it'll be a technical foul shot by Chris Mullin. 83% on the year. Mullin now with 8 points. The lead is down to 3. In game 1, Golden State never led, although they were tied briefly at 35. Mullin 7 of 17 in that ball game. Didn't have any shots in the third quarter. Marshall Otis stops, doesn't get it to go.
That's not Marshall Otis' game. His game is a driver slasher, and that team that's out on the floor right now for Seattle is not going to let him do that. They're going to force him to be a jump shooter. We'll have to see how effective he will be, Ron, in that kind of role.
Well, Michael Cage bangs it inside for his 4th point. The lead pops back up to 5. Benjamin comes out on Mullin.
See, that's a good move right there. If they get it back to Mullin, he can get a shot.
Askew, the good look inside of Victor Alexander.
See, I like what the Warriors are doing right now. They're using Benjamin as a screener and allowing Mullin to come off there. It's causing mismatches. That time, Alexander was able to get the score.
Cage sets the pick on Mullin. Owen switches over then to McMillan.
Oh, look what I found.
Hello.
Look what I found. goes as an assist in the stat sheet, but that's not who that pass was meant for.
That's 11 now for McKee. The lead is 5. Mullin, the quick look, doesn't get it to go. Benjamin with the save. Cage parks down low for Seattle. McKee directing traffic. Askew comes out to meet him. Shot clock at 10. Seattle spreading it out. Benjamin trying to get position. He does for an easy 2.
See, great patience there by Seattle. The decision that they made there, they saw Benjamin, Billy Owens, they took their time, they did not panic. They waited, and they got him the ball for an easy layup.
Owens puts it up, no whistle, no foul, bodies on the floor, and here comes Seattle. McMillan all the way, dishes off. That'll be a charge on McMillan as Cage goes hard to the floor. That'll be McMillan's second personal foul, so Payton has 2. McMillan now with 2. If you look at it again.
Well, you want your point guard, if you can, to pull up at the foul line. He gets in the air, leaves his feet, Askew takes the charge. Boy, luckily that Michael Cage was not hurt there. He was in a very vulnerable position with that leg outstretched.
Well, Mullen's going to take a seat, get a little breather. Hardaway back into the lineup for Golden State. Now Seattle running a small line of 2. Hardaway tries to dish it off, knocked out. O'Hara with 15 on the shot clock. Here comes Kemp back to the lineup. We have to tell you, too, that Don Nelson and George Karl are very, very good friends. It's sort of interesting to see the chess moves now each are making.
Well, the one thing that's bothering Golden State on their drives to the basket is the size of Seattle. When they get in there, all their shots are being distorted.
There's the slashing and driving you talked about, Doug.
That's the effectiveness of Marshall Otis right there. He's a guy that gets to the free throw line as much as anybody in the NBA for minutes played. He's not a jump shooter. He's a slasher driver.
Johnson doesn't get it. Cage had a chance for the foul. It looked like he was pushed from behind. Here comes Hardaway.
Oh, quick move.
All the way in. Doesn't get it to go, and now Seattle has a chance to run. They have the numbers. Johnson has it stripped away, but we have a foul.
Smart play by Eddie Johnson. You'd think he was going to pull up and take the jump shot. He's a jump shooter. He saw Victor Alexander back, realizing the guy is not very quick, so he took the ball right to him and forced the foul. He will be at the line to shoot 2.
Alexander now with 3 personal fouls. Numbers from this afternoon, a couple of games. Johnson, 17-point average on the year, 16.3 for the playoffs. That was a second-round pick back in '81 by Kansas City. Played for Kansas City, Sacramento, and Phoenix.
It's a little of that trapping defense again that the Warriors are showing just to try to disorient, or excuse me, that the Sonics are showing against the Warriors, just trying to disorient them and get them out of their offense.
Askew inside, kicks it back to Hardaway. The jumper on the way, finds the net.
Well, he was one for 4 before that shot with no assist, so Tim Hardaway needed that jumper.
The lob inside, Pierce, good hands. Kemp with a thundering jam.
40 shot Kemp.
Tell you what, I would not want to be a rim with him around. He can hurt the thing. Alexander has his shot blocked. Kemp went up high. Then he's tied up. We'll have a jump ball between Askew and Sean Kemp.
See Sean Kemp, though, that time went up big and strong and blocked the shot. This guy is so quick off his feet. Watch this, the move in here. Look at Kemp extend and block this shot. That's beautiful. And then recovers and gets his balance and is able to get the ball and is forced into a jump ball.
He was 14th in blocks during the regular season, averaging just under 2 a game. Victor Alexander is going to have to sit down. The 3 on the way goes down. Tyrone Hill, the second-year pro out of Xavier, has checked in, wearing number 32. Johnson around Marcelonis. A whistle, timeout, George Karl.
Now, George Karl did this great the other night. Anytime he sensed a Golden State Warrior run, he called timeout and kept the crowd diffused.
Right now, it's a 4-point Seattle lead. We'll be back.
There's just one, and there's no mistake in one.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
And the Warriors have been able to force some turnovers, so they're only down 4. So I think it's a very positive sign for the Warriors that they've only given up 1 offensive rebound. They have 3, so actually they are owning the offensive boards here in this first half.
One thing that Don Nelson said Seattle does so well, he calls it a push and shove move. As soon as they see a shot going, they're able to get in position for the board. The 3 won't go down. Tyrone Hill, the big rebound to Hardaway. He has Mullen on the right. Marcelonis. Hill, the rebound, the follow. Tyrone Hill, who started game 1, gets in the books, and Eddie Johnson's able to answer it.
Nice post-up play. When you play against the Warriors, you must make Chris Mullen play both ends of the floor. That's what the Sonics did.
Oh, my goodness. Hardaway had no doubt in his mind when he pulled the trigger for his second 3 of the afternoon.
He was 1 for 4. Remember, he hit that little jump shot I said he needed. Since then, he said 2 straight 3s.
And that brings Payton up off Seattle's bench. The lead is 1. Whistle, no basket. We've got a foul down low, says Hugh Hollins.
I think it's going to be against Tyrone Hill holding Sean Kemp as he tried to set the screen to free Eddie Johnson for that jump shot.
32, Tyrone Hill.
That is on Hill, his first. McKee and Payton come into the lineup, and Johnson and Cage sit down now for Seattle.
Now, this is the lineup that I think is a very tough lineup for Seattle. You've got Payton on the floor as a point guard. You have McMillan now as a small forward. Kemp is your center.
Kemp's shot will go. Owens, Hill, Mullen, everybody had the green jerseys blocked out.
Boy, Hardaway feels it.
There it is, and he doesn't get this one to go. Owens over the back of Kemp. But I'm impressed the way Billy Owens is hitting the boards in this ball game, despite the fact he picks up his second personal.
Well, they realize, Ron, if they want to win this ball game, they've got to get more rebounds. It's just, let's face it, because you're not going to shoot lights out every night in the playoffs. You've got to rebound and defend.
The no-look pass by McKee inside. Payton, a 10 as far as acrobats go.
See, that's what Seattle did in here the other night against them with 22 offensive rebounds. They got the ball on the basket, and they just kept tipping it until they got a chance to get to the free throw line. The other night in the ball game, Ron, 42 free throw attempts for Seattle. And when you're battling around the basket the way they are, you're going to get to the foul line a lot.
Billy Owens checks out of the lineup. Gatling comes back in. McKee at the line.
See, matchups are so important in a game, and when you have Kemp at center, you now have Tyrone Hill matched up against him. You've got McKee as a power forward, McMillan as a small forward, so you have defense, speed, and quickness. Ricky Pierce is a 2-guard. They got a lot of power on the floor right now, both offensively and defensively.
Well, McKee, who averaged 14 contests during the regular season, has 13 already this afternoon, and the lead is 3 with 6.5 left to be played in the first half.
See if they can free Mullen up in this possession for a jump shot.
There he is, the baseline J over McMillan goes down. You are awesome. Now the crowd beginning to get back into it. Payton waiting for things to set up down low. Kemp backs in Hill. Kicks it to Payton. Shot clock at 5. McMillan's shot way short. Hardaway comes up with a loose ball.
Mullen spotting up if they can find him.
Hardaway, everybody out of their shoes, but he can't complete it. But what a move by Tim Hardaway, who gives a little high five to himself.
How would you like to guard this in the open court? Derek McKee reached for something that wasn't there.
Now you see it, now you don't offense.
But what happens, you take a guy like Timmy Hardaway, he was 1 for 4 from the floor, you get a little tentative. I don't care how much confidence you got, you get a little tentative, you hit an open jump shot, and then 2 threes. Now you start going to the basket, flipping things up, trying to draw fouls. You don't do that if you're 1 for 7. When you've hit 3-4 shots in a row, you're a lot more confident to try to make that kind of move.
You can see this is only the 5th free throw for Golden State, and they've only hit 2 of the 4 so far.
We talked about free throw shooting in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
On the season, they are under a 75% free throw shooting team, the Warriors.
Eddie Johnson going to come back into the lineup for Seattle next break.
See, Pierce wants to go against Hardaway. He wants to try to back him down.
Here comes Hardaway. He had Marciulionis. He takes it himself with the left hand. No basket. It doesn't go, but we have a foul.
Number 22, Ricky Pierce, first personal foul.
That's Pierce's first personal.
Second team foul. Eddie Johnson returns.
Eddie Johnson into the lineup. Nate McMillan sits down. So Nate McMillan, who was able to heat it up early on with a couple of threes. He has 9 for the ball game, takes a seat, and Hardaway will go back to the line. 77% on the year. He has an 0 for tonight. 0 for 2.
This Warrior team really feeds off the excitement that Hardaway brings to this team with those crossovers and those exciting dashes into the end, his three-point shooting. And as he has gained confidence as this game has gone on, so has his teammates. And as a result, we have a tie ball game now, and the Warriors are really looking, I think, for the first lead in the ball game.
Hardaway was the 14th pick overall in the draft of '89 out of Texas El Paso, played for the Bears. Don Haskins gets the ball. This is Golden State's first lead of this playoff series. Johnson's shot goes down. The lead didn't last long.
Number 13, Marciulionis.
Marciulionis picks up his first.
Warriors' 5th team foul of the period.
Johnson will go to the line.
Following the good basket, number 8, Eddie Johnson.
Eddie Johnson uses screen so well. The little pump fake, lean in and under. The jump shot and the beautiful follow-through for Eddie Johnson, three-point play.
Eddie Johnson, another former 6th man of the year, has 7 for the ball game, and the lead goes to 2 with 5:15 left to be played in the second quarter from Golden State. Marciulionis stops and pops and drains it. Let's see if Seattle goes back to their inside mentality, which gives them a great deal of success.
I think what they're going to try to do is somehow get the ball to Kemp, maybe from Eddie Johnson off a screen.
Johnson puts it up, won't go. Kemp with the tip. What a tip by the big guy.
Well, you can see right now they're going to go at Marciulionis with Eddie Johnson. That's why he's in the ball game right now for offense, trying to free him up off some screens. That's 2 times in a row.
Hardaway gets away from everybody. The one thing, Doug, they did in game 1 is they came at Hardaway with a lot of people. Tim's not standing around giving them the opportunity to come at him now.
Well, also, too, Gary Payton picked up 2 quick fouls, which has really taken him out of the rhythm of this game. He had a great first half. Tonight, he really has not done much. I think the foul trouble really hurt him. Hardaway's taking advantage of that.
There's Payton, fakes the 18, takes it inside, doesn't get it. Here comes Hardaway. He has led this charge for Golden State. I don't think Chris had the handle on the ball. Marciulionis.
See, he doesn't want to shoot jump shots. I think you're going to see George Karl take another timeout, trying to diffuse this crowd.
She'll be crushed, but I need my space, my freedom.
Just tell her.
Bob, I'm leaving you for an Anheuser-Busch wholesaler.
What?
Why don't you know what you've got till it's gone?
But we're so perfect.
Why ask why?
Move, and you see Sean Kemp is in position here, but he does not challenge the shot. He backs off of it, and you're going to see the same thing the next play down the floor. Marciulionis takes it to the hoop. There's Kemp. He does not challenge the shot. And, Ron, I have to think with him having 2 fouls, and he's fouled out of 13 games this season, that he does not want to pick up that 3rd foul. So he really backed off on those 2 plays and gave up 2 layups.
And if he's not going to play aggressively underneath, that opens up a whole can of worms as far as Seattle is concerned, because Golden State now, that takes away that rebounding advantage that Seattle enjoyed in Game 1.
Well, Seattle's up 19-15 on the boards, but that 4, the disparity's not as great today because it hasn't been so much on the offensive boards and second opportunities.
Hardaway has led the comeback. 2 points in that first quarter, 12 in the second. Marciulionis with 10 points off the bench. Pierce for 3, doesn't get it. Gatley with the rebound.
Hardaway's got that loosey-goosey feeling. You can see it.
And he doesn't get it. He does, boy. He's got that little shake in his shoulders there.
You know, those offensive guys get that little bounce in their step. You know, even, he was 1 for 4 again, and he wasn't sure. Then he got that bounce.
Eddie Johnson, no basket. George Karl is in the ear of Hugh Hollins, who tells him to be quiet.
Another offensive foul.
That's on Sean Kemp. That is his 3rd personal foul, Doug. And
Just as I talked about it.
Exactly.
They better get him out of the game here real quickly. I think that McKee's probably going to go right back in for Kemp.
Mullen gets a pretty good look at the basket. We've got a whistle and a foul. Well, at the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game. Well, as you mentioned, Sean Kemp's going to have to take a seat. We still have 3:01 left to be played. The Warriors leading by a pair. That was the 3rd personal foul on Tyrone Hill. At the line.
Well, Ricky Pierce on the season, almost 92% from the line, 3rd in the league. So you can basically book these.
The Oakland Coliseum, where Seattle stole Game 1. Right now, they trail in Game 2 by 1, but Ricky Pierce ties it up with 3:01 remaining to be played in the first half. Along with Doug Collins, I'm Ron Thule and Ernie Johnson in our studios.
Little half-court trap now matching back up. Man-to-man again, just to disrupt the timing of the Warrior offense.
McMillan comes out. Hardaway goes around him. Shot clock at 7.
Quinn done a good job chasing Mullen off that quick catch-and-shoot shot.
He leans into it, and that is something George Karl said. You've got to keep your shoulders square to Chris Mullen because he'll lean in and draw that foul. That's exactly what he did.
Derek McKee had done a great job, and then he was going to go for the block shot, and when he did, Mullen with a little pump fake, and the smart thing to lean in and get the contact. Chris Mullen does that so well.
That's the 2nd on Pierce.
You know, Mullen shot 420 free throws on the season. So.
Chris Mullen now with 11 points in the ball game. Derek McKee is going to have to take a seat.
Foul charge on number 31, Derek McKee, 3rd personal.
Oh, that foul was on McKee. It was not on Ricky Pierce.
Yeah, that's his 3rd foul. So now you've got Kemp and McKee with 3 fouls, which could be a critical factor.
Well, that's why they took Derek McKee out of the lineup and put in Tony Brown, the 7th-year pro out of Arkansas, wearing jersey 21. Pierce ran before he had the ball. Johnson, the baseline shot goes down.
You got two dynamite veteran offensive players on the floor right now, Ricky Pierce and Eddie Johnson. Both of those guys can fill it up. Eddie Johnson, a catch-and-shoot guy, and Ricky Pierce, a guy that can create, post up, and do a lot of different things.
As you mentioned, there's 3 Sixth Men of the Year awards between those two players. Askew looks for somebody, has it to Gatling. Cage on him. Can't get it. Had his own rebound and lost it. Inside of 2 minutes from Oakland, we're tied at 52, a high-scoring affair. What you'd expect. McMillan slashes in.
I really like Nate McMillan. You know, he's not a great shooter, but he makes enough shots that you've got to guard him, and then he can get inside. And the guy is big. He's 6'7" and rangy. Causes a lot of problems.
Victor Alexander will come into the lineup for Golden State. Whistle, offensive foul as Tyrone Hill fought through the pick. Don Nelson didn't like the call.
What happened on that play, Ron, is as Tyrone Hill handed that ball off to Marciulionis, they're ruling he moved. Let's watch it here.
Sticking out that right hip a little bit.
He moved just enough to get Eddie Johnson and picked up the foul.
That's Hill's 4th. And he is out. Alexander is in.
Ricky Pierce posting against Askew, feeling the double team.
There it is. Shot clock at 4. Good ball movement by Seattle, and it ends up in a hoop.
But an unselfish play by Tony Brown and Michael Cage. That's 2 big jumpers he's had now out of a double team.
I think it's reaching in on Ricky Pierce.
Number 22, Ricky Pierce.
I'd like to remind you, coming up at halftime, it will be the Prudential halftime report with Ernie Johnson along with Matt Gukas. I'll have a recap of today's playoff action as the Lakers won, or Lakers lost, Boston won, plus a Game 2 preview coming up in the next Nets and Cavs, all in the Prudential halftime report with Ernie Johnson in just a couple of minutes.
That's only the 4th team foul against Seattle, so sideline out of bounds first in the last 2 minutes. Next foul, the Warriors will be shooting.
Nearing the 1 minute mark of the second quarter. Brown chasing Marciulionis. He dishes. Ooh. Nothing but air. Alexander over the back of Eddie Johnson. They're going to give the ball to Seattle. I don't think they're going to call a foul. I don't think it's a foul. You know, they're changing the call. Hugh Hollins has changed the call. It does belong to Golden State. Well, it looked like Eddie Johnson slapped at him.
Let's see if he gets an over-the-back fouler. I thought Eddie Johnson got pushed.
It's tough to see.
Marciulionis wants to go to the basket so he can get to the free throw line.
That's right. Alexander, the running left-hander, won't go.
There's 2. Boom. Can't leave him. Can't leave him.
Johnson with 11. The lead is back up to 6 after we were tied at 52. Gatling hammered by Cage. McMillan may even got a little piece of him.
It's a good foul, though. You know, you're going to make a guy make 2 free throws. You know Chris Gatling is winding it up to Dunk. A Dunk gets this crowd all excited. He's an exciting player, so now he's going to have to make 2 free throws. Just a clean play right here. He goes up strong, puts him down, so Gatling will have to earn them both now at the free throw line.
An 8-0 run by Seattle. That was McMillan's 3rd personal foul, so Payton will come back in with him. I've heard PA announcers, Doug, in a lot of arenas do different things. I've never heard one tell the crowd to shh. That was a first. I think Chicago's probably going to pick that up. Payton in, McMillan out.
Important 38 seconds right now for the Warriors, and I tell you why. It's because the Sonics should get 2 possessions here. They get a shot here. They should get 2 for 1. So the Warriors want to make sure they gear up their defense here and not give up 4 points at the end of this quarter.
Johnson, the high arcer. It won't go. Keeping it alive. Seattle has it. Ricky Pierce did a nice job, as did Tony Brown.
They'll get 1 shot. They're going to bring Dana Barros off the bench. Dana Barros is an excellent 3-point shooter. In fact, #1 in the NBA. He won it the last day of the season, going 2 for 3. So they're going to spread the court. They'll probably get the ball to Payton. They got 4 shooters on the floor. Eddie Johnson, Ricky Pierce, Barros, and Tony Brown. So it's going to spread it. Let Brown go to work here. If someone gives help, they'll try to kick for a 3-point shot.
Barros didn't play in Game 1. Gatling grabbing Payton. Excellent pressure defense inside. Johnson, the reverse with the right hand from the left side. Here comes Marshallonis. 3 seconds left in the half. Whistle and a foul.
Marshallonis is so strong. I mean, when he comes down, people bounce off him.
First personal foul.
I would not want this guy to charge into me, to step in and take a charge on him.
He's a solid 6'5", 200 pounds. Got a sprained shoulder. Just the last 2 regular season ball games.
Boy, free throw shooting.
Marshallonis misses.
For Victor Alexander.
5, 6 of 10 right now. I think it's 6 of 11 for Golden State. Ricky Pierce isn't going to get it off in time. It doesn't go anyway, but we played 24 minutes. Golden State had the lead for a while, but then they lost it as Seattle puts on a big run at the end. They lead it by 6, 60-54. Stay with us. The Prudential Halftime Report with Ernie Johnson coming up in a moment.
The 1992 NBA playoffs are brought to you by Subaru. It's what to drive. And by Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real
matter for Portland.
I think one thing you look at, too, Golden State only 8 assists in the first half, 16 for Seattle. So what Seattle has done is they've tried to scramble the game and force Golden State to play a lot of one-on-one basketball. As a result, there have not been a lot of passes for assists. If I'm George Karl at halftime, I tell my team, hey, guys, get greedy. We're up 6. Let's get 2 wins in here. Let's really put ourselves in a position to win this series. If I'm Golden State, guys continue to peck away. We're doing a better job on the boards, only 4 offensive rebounds apiece. We get some few shots here in the second half, we can win this game.
Inside, Lister's shot partially blocked. It goes down for the basket. One change, Doug, for Don Nelson. Mario Elie is checked in, or is starting the third quarter wearing number 20, his first appearance today.
We'll have to wait to see, but that might mean that he's going to play Ricky Pierce, that he does not want Ricky Pierce to get off to a great start here in the third quarter, feeling that Mario Elie is an excellent defensive player and trying to keep Ricky Pierce as quiet as he possibly can.
The foul was on Cage, his first personal. Lister completes the three-point play. So Lister now with 5. The lead is 3. Seattle's bench had the best of Golden State in that first half, outscoring them 27-20, but the free throws also a big key. Elie with the rebound. Mullen streaks down the left side. Ellie's going to take it himself. Doesn't get it. Kemp drops right into his hand. Is McKee on top. Outside, Payton short on the jumper. Battle for the rebound. Good hustle, but he stepped on the line. It'll belong to Golden State.
Now, Gary Payton took that outside jump shot. I think that George Karl would like to see him take the shot if he's open, maybe a little closer to the basket. I thought that was a quick shot, a little bit out of his range, something he didn't have to take at that point in time.
Karl said he still wants his team to remain patient on offense. Lister inside, rejected by Sean Kemp, his second block of the game. And Lister stays down the other end, so it's 5-on-4.
Well, someone better stay back with him also, because if the shot goes up, you'll get a score on the other end.
Pierce, one dribble and the shot doesn't get it. We played a minute and a half. The lead is 3 by Seattle. They're led by as many as 10 in this ball game. What a look inside by Hardaway to Billy Owens.
Make one more Seattle non-score and one more Golden State score, and you'll see George Karl do what he's done this whole playoff series, which is only 2 games, but that's get a quick timeout and try to keep this crowd out of the ball game.
Inside the Cage, the left-handed jam.
Well, he doesn't have to do it because McKee and Cage do it for him.
That's right. Hardaway around. Payton. Cage gets just a little piece of it, but it still goes down. And the steal. And the 3 doesn't get it.
See, they force some turnovers. That's 10 turnovers they forced, but only 9 points, so they really have not been able to capitalize off the turnovers. There's 11 turnovers.
Here comes Hardaway. 4-on-2 to Mullen. The baseline. Count it.
See, there's a timeout we talked about.
1992 NBA playoffs are brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, who proudly brings you Family Talk. Let's stop underage drinking before it starts. And by Chevy Trucks, the trucks you can depend on, the trucks that last.
The third. Well, one of the things the Warriors do is they create turnovers. They lead the league in that statistic. This is the 11th turnover they've forced. Nice fast break opportunity. Chris Mullin's going to get the open jump shot. And when you're getting out rebounded, you've got to get more opportunities, and the Warriors are starting to do that by creating some steals with their defense.
Let's see if these youngsters of Seattle can keep patient and take control. McMillan for three, off to the right side. Payton tips it, hammered is McKee by Alton Lister. That'll be Lister's second personal foul. That is one thing I think that a lot of people question coming into the playoffs, Doug, for Seattle, is whether or not they had that floor leadership and chemistry, since they rely so much on instinct when they play basketball. But in a crunch time like this, do they have those people that step forward?
Well, they did the other night, and I think that Nate McMillan on the floor with Gary Payton really helps that out. They moved him to small forward, and it's helped their defense and their thought process out.
Well, that time, Billy Owens just pickpockets him, then they call the foul on McMillan. That is the fourth on Nate McMillan.
See, foul trouble now becoming a factor. McMillan 4, McKee 3, Kemp 3.
Now, at times, Seattle can go 9 deep, but you really can't afford to take a Payton out or a McMillan.
Nice hands, Billy Owens right there. I don't know where the foul was committed, but
must have been there somewhere. Good ball movement by Golden State. Hardaway, Mullen, the baseline. Doesn't get the roll.
Chris Mullen pulled the string on that shot. He did not shoot it in his normal rhythm. He had so much time. He waited, and then when he did, he pulled the string on it. He didn't follow through as normal.
1975, Golden State won a series against Seattle 4-2. That was the same year they won the NBA title.
See, Alton Lister has quietly done a very good job on Sean Kemp here in this ballgame. 28 in the first half.
Here we go. We're getting into it now.
That's not a smart play.
No, Kemp is down. Bodies all over the place. George Karl running out on the court.
So now people are going to get thrown out of the game. I mean, that's...
And Dana Barros just got fined $500 for running out on the court. He is the only Sonic to leave the bench. All of Golden State's players, Don Nelson and Tom Abdenauer, the assistant coach and the trainer for Golden State, held everybody back.
See, now, if Sean Kemp is thrown out of the game and Lister is thrown out of the game, then Golden State gets the best end of that deal.
Exactly right.
And that's where in the playoffs, young, you get excited, you've got to walk away from that.
Talked about playing on instinct sometimes.
If a punch was thrown, he's got to be out. I do not know whether a punch was thrown.
I know he went after him. What we might be able to see on the replay is Hugh Evans is checking over at the scorer's table, going to sort things out.
Well, what you're getting right now is the quietness you hear is George Karl holding his breath right now.
Oh, yes.
Because he does not want to lose Kemp.
Foul charge to number 53, Alton Lister. A flagrant foul penalty 1, and a double technical has been called on Alton Lister and Sean Kemp.
So we got a double technical. We have a flagrant foul going to be called, a personal flagrant foul on Alton Lister. Then we have a double technical on Lister and Sean Kemp. Let's look at it.
Well, Kemp is going to the basket, and here comes Lister and Hardaway both got him, and here's the reaction. He pushes him.
Well, Lister got a little swing in there.
It looked like, who was that? Timmy Hardaway pulled him down from behind. Well, there was more wrestling than punching, and very fortunate. You don't want anybody to be throwing punches. That's why the rule was put in, because these guys can do terrific damage with as strong and as powerful as they are if someone gets punched.
Well, the flagrant foul rule, once again, is for unnecessary and excessive force, and there's two ways you get it. You get 2 shots the ball out of bounds, or 2 shots the ball out of bounds and a player ejected. So nobody has been ejected, but Kemp will get 2 shots, so Seattle will have the ball. He has regained his composure quite well, Doug.
Well, this is one thing. There was bad blood between these two teams during the season. Marshall Otis had taken a tough shot from Benoit Benjamin, then later on in the season, There was an elbow thrown by, I think, Tyrone Hill that got one of the Seattle players. So there's been bad blood, and I know that Don Nelson and George Karl have talked to each other before the series about making sure that this did not deteriorate into that kind of series. But you know what, Ron? Let me tell you what happens. The longer a series goes, the more you get like this, because what happens, you know each other so well, elimination becomes closer, tempers get more heated, and so the referees, you've got 3 veteran referees on this game that will definitely take immediately control right now.
And they did. Hugh Evans, Wally Rooney, and Hugh Hollins in there making the correct call.
Now, you do not shoot a double technical. Those are just sort of offsetting. So
all they shot was the flagrant foul.
Correct.
So Kemp turns it into a 4-point play. Not too bad. And it is a 3-point Seattle lead. I think George Karl summed it up best when we first saw him at the game tonight. Asked how he's doing. Was typical time of the year. You don't eat, you don't sleep as a coach. Underneath.
Golden State has 4 very good ball handlers on the floor right now. Only Alton Lister really not a guy you want handling the ball. So when Seattle scrambles, they're going to make the extra pass. They're going to get some good shots.
Eddie Johnson will come in for Seattle. Crowd chanting defense. Kemp gets a good look at it. He'll pull it, and he's got it.
Well, maybe Alton Lister gave him a wake-up call. That's 6 straight points for Sean Kemp, and all George Karl has done is come down and isolated, popped him out to the short post area. Lister cannot handle him out there.
Owens on top to Ellie. Working on Pierce. Owens with a 2, and he rattles it home.
That is not a pretty shot. I do not know how that goes in. If Billy Owens has a weakness, it's his outside shooting, but he's made about 2 outside jumpers. Still, I think the weakest part of his game.
He has 9 for the ball game. Now Pierce, the double team comes over, the triple team comes over. Pierce uses an elbow, knocks down Alton Lister. And that is foul number 3 on Ricky Pierce.
Well, as we talked about, Ricky Pierce had 17 points in the 3rd quarter of game 1. Now you're seeing what's happening. Ellie's on him. Here comes Lister. You're going to even see another Warrior in the picture in a moment. 3 guys are all over him. And as a result, the foul, they are not going to let Ricky Pierce go off on him in the 3rd quarter tonight.
That's 17 in the 3rd quarter last game. Oh, Pierce and Kemp both pick the pocket, and Pierce will get the basket. Pierce with only 6 points in the game. He averaged 21 a contest regular season. Mario Ellie, the right hand from the left side.
We got Eddie Johnson on his heels backpedaling, and Eddie just did not move his feet. Ellie went right around him.
Ellie from American International, who played for Milwaukee. He played in Portugal, Argentina, Ireland.
See if they go to Eddie Johnson off a screen, maybe to try to get a shot against Mullins.
Gary St. Jean up off the bench as Lister draws the foul, and that is number 4 on Sean Kemp. I'm not sure if that was a flop or not. We have to take a look at it.
Well, Sean Kemp bangs into Lister. Let's see how strong the bang is. Let's see it right. Well, he dips his shoulder, but I don't know whether he could ever knock Alton Lister over. Alton Lister's a big man.
Well, if he knocked Alton Lister over, Lister stands 7 foot. He weighs 240 pounds.
Well, let's keep track of this now. 6:17, 4th foul. Seattle up 1. Let's see what they do. Because Kemp, I think, is going to have to come out of the game, although George Karl has left him in there right now.
That's the 14th turnover for Seattle. Golden State has committed just 5.
Remember now, Kemp has fouled out of 13 games this year.
That time, Victor Alexander pushes Ricky Pierce from behind, and Alexander now picks up number 4. Seattle going with Peyton Kemp, Ricky Pierce, Eddie Johnson, and Derek McKee. Golden State has Hardaway Owens, Alexander Mullen, and Mario Ellie.
I still think they want to get Mullen to play defense here against Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson had a big quarter. See if they can free him up for his jump shot.
Scored a lot of points in the first half, but there really wasn't a tempo to the game. Kemp from the outside, short. Owens with the rebound. That is his 4th. The way, the tip by Mullen. The Warriors by 1. The pace is picked up from the first 24 minutes. A lot more screening, moving around down low. Outside, Pierce doesn't get it. We've got a whistle and a foul, and I think that is on Victor Alexander.
Sean Kemp is just too quick for the front line of the Warriors. When you've got Alexander and Lister, they're big guys, but they cannot match the quickness of Kemp. So as he is active, they have just had to push him to keep him off the offensive boards.
That is the 5th foul on Victor Alexander, who also stays into the lineup. But Tyrone Hill takes off the jersey, and he'll take a seat in front of the scorer's table.
Ricky Pierce trying to isolate against Ellie.
Rook inside, doesn't get it. Fighting for the ball is Payton. We've got another loose ball foul, and that'll be against Golden State.
Foul number 20.
Action really starting to heat up now. Well, the Warriors sense, how important this game is right now. They cannot lose 2 home games. I mean, Seattle would be in great position if they can come out with a win today. So the Warriors feeling the anxiety as we have 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Payton inside, dishes. Kemp is fouled on the play as he continues to do the dirty work down low.
Kemp might foul out the whole front line. He might foul out Mr. Tyrone Hill and Alexander before the game is over.
That is the 5th on Tyrone Hill, so Alexander has 5, Hill has 5. And at the line it is Kemp. And now let's take a look at tonight's Chevrolet scoreboard. Boston 2-0 on Indiana as that series heads back to the Hoosier State, and Portland will go to L.A. with a 2-0 lead.
It's going to be interesting to see if George Karl keeps Sean Kemp on the floor. And remember, he has 4 fouls, so he's rolling a little dice here. If Kemp picks up his 5th foul, that could really be a factor going into the 4th quarter.
He's slapping at the ball, doesn't get it. Shot clock at 9. Ellie to Mullen inside, doesn't get it. The follow by Mario Ellie.
Boy, Ellie's done a nice job in this quarter. Created off the dribble, nice offensive rebound, and he's doing a very good job on the defensive end, making Ricky Pierce work.
The 28-year-old. Spent time also in the USBL, the WBL, the CBA. Payton with Pierce on the cut from the right side, and the roll goes down.
Well, that was a great back cut by Ricky Pierce. The overplay, he read it, and then Gary Payton delivered a beautiful pass. No shot blocker in the game right now for Golden State, so Seattle can take it to the basket.
73, we are tied, our 5th of the ball game. Ellie for 2. Owens for 2.
Well, the offensive rebounding in this quarter is favoring Golden State.
Johnson waiting for the defense to set up before he crosses the timeline. Gets away from Mullen. The running right-handed Jay won't go. Ellie again. Throws it away. 3-on-2. Payton leads the charge to Johnson to the hole. Partially blocked by Hardaway. McKee with the block. Fans wanted a goaltend. McKee for 3 doesn't get it.
This action is wild.
I love it. Put the blacktop sneakers on for Mullen, and he's hammered.
That's a flagrant foul. That's got to be 2 in the ball. That's a flagrant foul. That's 2 shots in the ball.
That is an excessive foul. Eddie Johnson will be whistled for the foul.
Remember now, flagrant foul is what you talked about. It's an excessively hard foul, and that's exactly what this is. It has nothing to do with whether you play the ball or not. There it is. It's a hard foul. He wrapped him up. It's going to be 2 shots and sideline possession for Golden State.
Well, Eddie Johnson gets his 2nd personal foul, and Chris Mullen will go to the line. He's 3 of 3, has 15 for the ball game. Free throw shooting, and free throw shooting.
Chris Mullen last year, I think he shot almost 90%. He's down a little bit this year at about 83. But he has not looked comfortable all year long on the free throw line. I know 83% is still a great free throw shooter, but he has not had that rhythm this season that he normally has at the line.
He's 10 of 16 from the line, and we have, the team is 10 of 16 from the line, and we have a timeout. 3:04 left to be played. The Warriors by 3. We'll be back.
Brought to you by Adidas and Colgate-Palmolive. The Warriors.
It's not easy being a truck.
Following our game, it'll be the Nets and the Cavs with 5 Neal and Hubie Brown, they are standing by for that ball game immediately following our contest as we bring you all the NBA action right here on TNT.
Ron, we talk about more opportunities for Golden State. The other night, game one, 52-34 on the boards. Seattle, 22 offensive rebounds. Today, Seattle only out-rebounding Golden State by 2, 28-26, and they forced 14 turnovers to only 8, so they're +6 there. The problem is only 11 points off those turnovers, or they could have maybe a double-digit lead.
Hardaway, the knuckleball won't go. Owen steals it to Mullen. Doesn't get it. The rebound will be tracked down. McMillan had it. Hardaway takes it away to Ellie. Count it.
Opportunities. 3 opportunities to score there. 2 missed shots, an offensive rebound, and a steal. The missed shot, the long rebound. McMillan takes it behind his back. Hardaway reads it, gets a steal. And again, a guy who's played a big third quarter, Mario Ellie, gets the layup opportunity and misses the chance for the 3-point play.
That is 5 fouls now, Doug, on McMillan. We talked at the top of the show, an opportunistic offense is what Golden State has. The lob, that was a shot.
Another turnover. That's really a turnover. It's going to go as a shot, but that really is a turnover. That's a bad pass.
That was a terrible pass.
That'll be a shot and a rebound because it hit the rim.
Harrelson Payton will check in for the Sonics.
Long was wide open, and Tyrone Hill couldn't find him.
Hardaway goes around McKee, dumps it off. The basket won't go.
There's Mario Ellie.
Again. Inside. He's got a foul.
It's going to be 4 on McKee. So the activity level of Golden State has picked up dramatically. They are getting to the loose balls. They are quicker to the ball right now than Seattle. And as a result, they have a 5-point lead, shooting 2 free throws, trying to push it to 7.
158, the crowd on their feet at the Coliseum. .158, 73-78, the Warriors by 5. And at the end of the first half of play, they trailed by 6, Doug. But I think you hit it on the head. The intensity level has picked up. Mario Ellie especially has really been a key for Golden State.
I think the sense of urgency in Golden State has become more aware in the second half, realizing they cannot lose this basketball game if they want to win this series. So they're playing much more inspired. And again, Mario Ellie, as you talked about, has done a good job. He's done a good job defensively. He's gotten to some loose balls. He's made some critical scores, and he's been a real factor. Don Nelson made a great substitution in the third quarter to get him in the game.
Well, Seattle's last basket came at the 4:13 mark, so they have gone over 3 minutes and 15 seconds without a hoop. We talked about how Seattle did have a 10-point lead. Golden State not unaccustomed to coming back from 10-point deficits. 13 times during the season they've been able to come back from that 10 mark to post a victory.
Well, Ron, the one thing that Golden State has done is I didn't think they would be winning this ball game shooting the way they're shooting. They're still under their season's average, but what they have been able to do is they've been able to even up the rebounding stat. I mean, offensive rebounds in this quarter, Golden State 7-1, so the extra opportunities are allowing them to shoot a poor percentage and still be winning the game by 5.
There are some foul problems for both teams as we look high above the Coliseum with 1:58 left to be played. We have Tyrone Hill with 5, Alexander with 5, the only 2 Golden State players. And for Seattle, we have Kemp with 4, McKee with 4, McMillan with 5. And that is the foul situation so far.
Well, let's credit Golden State's front line also, too. I mean, they were challenged. Tyrone Hill, Alexander, Alton Lister, these guys got totally outplayed in game 1, and they have stepped up, and although statistically they have not outplayed Seattle, what they have done is they've closed the gap in the play there and said, okay, our other guys now, Mullen, Hardaway, Marciulionis, Billy Owens, our skill people will beat your skill people, and that's what they've been able to do at this point in time. Now, things can change with 14 minutes to go.
Hill misses the free throw. They are 10 of 17 from the line as Gatling will come into the lineup, but he's going to come in for the shooter. He'll come in for Hill. Hill 69% on the year. amazing that Golden State has 9 of their 12 players shoot better than 50% from the floor, but yet as a team they're about 75%.
They got a lot of guys below 70% on the year. Dana Barros in the game now, tremendous long-range shooter.
Barros and Payton running the show, Doug. There it is, short. But the only minutes he saw were right at the end of the first half. To Ellie, to the hole.
Boy, what a difference he's made in this third quarter. He has really changed this game.
This is a man who speaks 4 languages. Right now, he's speaking hustle. Barros for 3. He led the NBA in that category. And the coaches of Golden State are furious that their team didn't come out and move farther out.
Well, that was a big basket, 7-point lead to 4. So big play. Barros now trying to play Mullen in the post. Mullen trying to look for the post up.
Boy, he should get it outside. Owens for 2, doesn't get it.
Now Barros is going to be wide open here in this transition. If he kicks it back, he's got a 3.
Instead, he touch passes it to Payton, who works his way through the crowd, doesn't get it. Now Golden State, 4 on 3. Mullen, the baseline, kicks it off to Hill.
He got away with a little bit of a walk.
And George Karl about came out of his double-breasted suit on that play. He is all over Wally Rooney. I think he wanted to walk.
Kemp back into the lineup. 38 seconds to go. 4 fouls now, remember. Derek McKee on the bench with 4 fouls.
The foul was on Michael Cage. That's Cage's second personal. At the line, it'll be Owens. 2 of 3. He has 12 for the ball game. 7 of those points coming in the second half.
See if Golden State does a little trapping here at the end of the quarter to try to force a quick shot by Seattle, not let them run their offense.
Are you surprised? Well, Owens takes it to the hole with the left hand, doesn't get the reverse slam, and he goes hard on his back. And he is down.
The aggressive play on the offensive boards by Golden State is impressive.
Very impressive.
That's got to be 9 offensive rebounds in this quarter. The missed free throws 1, and then the missed dunk. So 2 on this possession. You see, he misses here, and then watch the follow-up. Look at the fall that he takes.
Cage gets a piece of him.
Turns to number 44, Michael Cage, 3rd personal.
That's Cage's 3rd.
30, Billy Owens.
I don't know, Doug. Are you surprised that 34 seconds left you keep Kemp in the ball game?
Well, he just really brought him back in the game. So I guess I'm a little surprised that he put him in at this stage. Again, the free throw shooting opportunities. But maybe the fact they're going to spread the floor, maybe shoot a 3 with the idea you can get a rebound and get it back. I think Sean Kemp has to be very, very careful, though, not to get the 5th foul. Because right now, when you look at it, Golden State really has 5 smaller players on the floor. Maybe they'll go to a quick post-up and try to get him an easy basket.
Golden State now 11 of 22, 50%, and they just go over the half mark.
The one thing you don't want to do if you're Tim Hardaway, don't leave Barros. Barros, again, remember, the #1 3-point shooter in the NBA, so you've got to be aware of him.
There he is, dishes off to Payton. He'll let it fly for a 2, nothing but the bottom of the net. Payton's first 2 of the second half.
And that's a big possession right here. Golden State would either like to get a score, make sure they get the last shot, at worst go in up 4, at best maybe 6 or 7.
4-point Golden State lead. Clock ticking down in the 3rd quarter. Ellie to the hole. He got it.
He had a matchup problem. Kemp was playing against Mullen. They had to come double team him. Left Ellie wide open. Made a nice drive.
Kemp at the buzzer. No basket, says Wally Rooney. It will not count.
No basket.
The basket doesn't go. Eddie Johnson complaining now. Hugh Hollins, Hugh Evans, and Wally Rooney will get it together. They go by the sound of the horn, not the clock. And the horn and the light above the basket are supposed to be simultaneous.
With this committee meeting here, I think Hugh Hollins feels like the basket's good.
I don't think it's going to be a basket.
I think he feels like the basket. Oh, he's going to say no good.
No good. So Seattle is disappointed. Golden State is happy, but we still have a lot of basketball left as we look at it one more time.
All right, now remember, you've got the horn. Let's watch it. Oh. Boy, that is close.
That is close. That is close. We've got a timeout. Nevertheless, we still have 12 to play. 84-78 is the score.
And also, too, the Warriors are now out-rebounding Seattle in the game 35-31. 19 in that quarter, 16 in the first half, so they have now taken control of the boards.
Here comes Golden State on the run to Mullen to the hole.
See, Golden State has scrambled this game now. They have forced Seattle to go into a one-on-one game, and in doing that, quick shots, rebounds are getting to, and they're getting out and running. You see, it's a one-on-one game right now, and Seattle has not done well in the second half with this.
Illegal defense called on Golden State. Let's go back to the end of the third quarter. We're going to be quiet. Listen to the horns. Tell us what you think.
Here's the first is a warning.
That's a good basket.
Yeah, it should have been a good basket, so the Warriors were able to, I guess, dodge a bullet there. Right now, though, Seattle's going to have to get a little composure. They're down 8 right now, and Golden State defensively is swarming them and forcing turnovers.
We talked about the young players and taking over that leadership role. And along with Doug Collins, I'm Ron Thulin. 11-12 left to be played in a game that had Golden State trailing by 6 at the end of 2 quarters of play, but they came back to lead by 6 at the end of 3. Right now, Golden State in control. Seattle scrambling in this ball game.
Well, again, one-on-one basketball.
Hardaway, the quick crossover. He's had the hot hand. 12 in the third. Mullen, the spin, doesn't get it. I tell you what.
Well, they covered that quickly.
The gun was cocked. McKee has to dish it off. Not very pretty offensively for Seattle, but inside they get the 2.
Yeah, but they made 2 or 3 passes that time down the floor. It wasn't a one-on-one play, and as a result, they got guys an opportunity to get the basketball off the board on the miss.
McKee's first 2 of the second half. That's 15 for the ball game. Basket, we're going to go the other way with it.
That's a good call. That's a good call. He's called an offensive foul, Ron. He moved him off with his left arm. He created the shot by pushing off with his left arm. Watch the left arm. Right there. Pushed him away. That's a good call. That's a call that college players get away with. When defensive guys in good position, you see a lot of college guys push off with that off arm. That will not go in the NBA. That's one thing these officials always look for.
Gatling in, Owens out. Marciulionis will come in at the next break, as will Ricky Pierce. Patience is the key for Seattle right now. Kemp lets it fly from the outside. George Karl really doesn't like him shooting from out there. That was one of the changes when he took over. Hardaway, the basket goes.
This is strength right here. Strength. Gets the bump, finishes it off the glass. Sean Kemp tries to block the shot. This is just a powerful body right here. Gathering himself and making a great shot.
Tries to complete the three-point play, and he does.
Right now is the moment of truth for Seattle. If they're going to win this game, they've got to get themselves back together offensively and get some better shots at the basket. Give themselves a chance to get 2-3 shots. All Golden State doing is now scrambling the game. One-on-one basketball. Eddie Johnson goes baseline, able to stop the bleeding momentarily. He has 15 for the ball game. All 3 Golden State coaches on that defensive end, all up screaming at their team. We're a poster point guard here now. Ayton putting the hip into Hardaway. Hardaway left open for 22, goes about 21 and a half, and we have a foul. That will be on Chris Gatling.
That'll be his first.
Chris Gatling, first personal foul, for his first team foul.
9:07 left to be played in the ball game. 89-82 is our score. Golden State by 7. Their biggest lead was 9. Payton down low, Hardaway on his backside. Faces up. Hardaway slaps it away. May have been off the foot. It was. So Golden State has it.
Well, Gary Payton that time tried to come back down this end of the floor and post up against Hardaway. Very difficult to back Tim Hardaway down. He's got that short, squatty body with so much power. It's going to be very difficult to try to crab dribble him close to the basket to shoot.
Mario Ellie looks at it, doesn't take it. Shot clock at 10. There's Ellie for 3. Yes! George Karl calls a timeout, and they're standing in Oakland.
Diane Cannon, Chris Christopherson, and Tony Curtis in a romantic comedy with all the trimmings. Christmas in Connecticut, directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You turn it around like that. 22 offensive rebound for Seattle in game 1. The points in the paint. Golden State 42-28 plus 14. The other night, the starters for Seattle outscored the starting front line of Golden State 57-20.
Seattle has to do something and do it quickly.
Well, see, they're not being able to run offense. Golden State is double teaming, scrambling the game again. I know I keep talking about that. There's a double dribble.
They said he touched it. It was hit. Shot clock at 4.
Mullen's just running around playing center field, double teaming.
Pierce gets off the 3 as the shot clock sounds. It doesn't go. Golden State tries to hustle it up as Marshall Otis lays his shoulder into McKee.
Whereas Mario Ellie's got to have a Superman on his jacket here pretty soon.
Gatling rejected by McKee. Mullen for 3, doesn't get it. Ellie had 2 points, played 5 minutes in game 1. Johnson for a tray, and that'll cut a lead down quickly.
There's still plenty of time in this game. It's a 7-point game. Seattle just got to take their time. Golden State has really made them lose their composure.
Gatling, the spin move rejected, but we have a foul. McMillan comes back into the lineup for Seattle. Payton will sit down.
31, Eric McKee, 5th personal foul.
Now, see, I think it's a substitution. McMillan gives them a little bit more veteran experience than Gary Payton right now if they're running the point. I think he's going to try to calm his team down a little bit. When you see the double team, Ron, the one thing you don't do is try to dribble against it. You try to pass the ball, make the extra pass. And if we watch Chris Mullen on the defensive end, Chris Mullen is just running around double teaming, forcing Seattle to break down their offense, and it's really worked.
Gatling uses all of the rim. He is now 3 of 4 from the line. He has 5 points for the ball game, and the lead is back to 9 for the Golden State Warriors. Barcelonas reaches in, whistle for the foul. That is only his second.
Number 13,
it is the second team foul. Both teams have 2 team fouls. I think one of the things you talked about is the patience Seattle has to show. And Tim Hardaway, he waits for the double team, waits to see what develops, looks for his second and third option then, and he is very patient when he has the ball and he sees the double team coming.
Yes, he does. And, you know, right now they're trying to post Eddie Johnson again against Hardaway, and that's tough to do. Hardaway's got those strong legs, and he gets up underneath you, and he rides you out of your position.
They're going to jump it up. Eddie Johnson wanted a foul. Chris Mullen wanted a foul. Neither one is happy.
Again, the post-up, you see him now. Hardaway does a great job. You see him get in there. There comes Gatling quickly over. Forces a tough shot. Mullen with a rebound. And there's a double team. That looks like a pretty good call to me. Mullen and Kemp in the jump ball.
Yeah, Chris Gatling tried the old college try and tried to sneak in there to jump against Kemp.
Well, Gatling comes over and gets in the right position. You got to maybe tip this ball to Eddie Johnson. He might get a quick score.
McMillan, they gave him the shot instead to Johnson. The turnaround Jay won't go. Rebound controlled by Ellie. goodness. Here's the ball. Now it's gone.
Not only was it a great crossover dribble between his legs, but it was a running left-handed hook up over a shot blocker, so the degree of difficulty should earn him about 4 points on that one.
That's in the highlight tape. Bet you Ernie will have highlights of that later on tonight.
See, the Warriors have gone small, totally small. Gatling is their biggest player. You see Hardaway and Eddie Johnson in the post. It's very difficult, I'm telling you, to post Hardaway. He's short, he's strong, he gets up underneath you, and you're not just going to move him out of there. Watch him now. Look at his lower body. Look how low he gets. And he has tremendous strength down there. And he finally just throws Eddie Johnson down. But, you know, you're going to be in for a treat if you try to post him up. He's not just going to let you waltz down there, catch it, and score.
McMillan for a deuce. Doesn't get it. Gatling tipped it out of the hands of Kemp. And it'll belong to Seattle with a fresh 24 on the shot clock.
You know, I always felt a playoff series didn't start until the road team won. And when the road team wins, it changes everything. And you're seeing right now a Golden State team play very, very inspired.
Ellie lost the handle. Seattle has a shot at it. McKee all the way to the hole, and he is going to be fouled on the play by Hardaway, who wisely grabs him.
It looked worse than it was because Hardaway tried to reach in, and what he did was inadvertently get McKee up in the face. Watch, McKee's going to pick up the ball. Now watch Hardaway. He hustles back, and he reaches in right there, and when he does, he tries to hold him up. That was really a nice play by Hardaway. Didn't want to give the dunk. He turns around here. There's the foul, and then he reaches out and tries to hold him up.
And he just went over at the charity stripe and patted Derek. McKee's first miss from the stripe. He is now 5 of 6, has 15 points for the ball game, but only 2 coming here in the second half.
Yeah, he had 9 in the first quarter. He got off to a great start. You know, quiet as kept. Seattle only has 25, now make that 26 points in the entire second half after a 60-point half, which tells you defensively Mario Elie has picked up the level of this defense for Golden State. They've scrambled the game, and Seattle has not handled it very well. They've taken some quick shots and not gotten seconds.
Barcelona's on the drive, the whistle, and the foul. I think that'll be on McKee.
Number 31,
That is Derek McKee's 6th personal foul. He is gone. 16 points for McKee. They're going to have to get him out as Marciulionis hits the charity. Now he finally goes over. So with 5:59 left in the ball game, McKee fouls out. 16 points on the night. Well, I tell you what, in a close game, Golden State may be in trouble if it's really close because their free throw shooting is atrocious.
Well, that's what we talked about. You know, Marciulionis normally a good free throw shooter, but you know, you're 75% with about 7 guys under 70%. That's a tough thing.
Loose ball foul. That'll be on Sean Kemp. No, it's not. It'll be on Eddie Johnson.
Number 8, Eddie Johnson, 2nd personal foul.
With Sean Kemp doing a little arm wrestling there with Chris Gatling.
Foul was on Johnson, his fourth team foul. Both teams, 14 fouls. 5:35.
Yeah, Kemp right now against Marciulionis. If they pop him out, he could take him to the basket.
Marciulionis' J won't go. Gatling tracks it down.
See, the offensive rebounds. Golden State's not shooting great. I didn't think if they didn't shoot well, but I did not expect them to rebound like this. I mean, they have been all over the boards, Ron. I mean, offensive rebounds. They've created so many more opportunities. Remember we talked about as the game started, how can they win? It's by creating more opportunities with turnovers and rebounding, and they've done both of those things.
That is Kemp's 5th personal foul. But isn't it a case, Doug, that, okay, you don't shoot the numbers, you have to make up for it in other areas?
Oh, absolutely. And their defense, I mean, they've only given up 26 points in the second half after 60 in the first half. Again, the free throw shooting, we talked with Golden State, but 26 points in the second half. We only have 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the ball game, so they've done a tremendous job defensively and on the boards. See, if you don't give Seattle second shots, you take away their primary offense, you get them to play one-on-one basketball, and they've really floundered in the second half because their big guys haven't been able to score around the basket.
Golden State 17 of 30 now from the line. Pierce on Johnson on Mullen. The roll goes.
Number 8, Eddie Johnson.
Johnson with 20. But the lead is 10. The biggest Golden State lead has been 12. Inside of 4:45 left in the ball game. Hardaway, boy, he's just waiting for him to explode. He sizes up the D. Boom, there he goes, but he'll be tied up by Pierce, and it almost went in.
I don't even know how he got the ball in the basket. I mean, Ricky Pierce had both of his arms. This guy's 6'5", 200-plus pounds, and Hardaway almost muscled that ball in the basket. I mean, watch the strength of this guy. I mean, first of all, 2, 3 between the legs. Looking at him, he's got him by the arms. He almost makes the shot.
See how it got. He kind of was ticked he didn't make it. At the line, it will be Hardaway. He is 3 of 5 from the line. Fans give him a big cheer for that. 22 points for Tim Hardaway. .12-point margin for Golden State. The highest scoring team in the NBA, averaging 118 a contest. Now it is Brown, slashes, rejected by Chris Gatling, who throws it in the $200 seats.
And Don Nelson doing a little coaching over it, said, I like the block shot, but tip it to one of our guys. Give us the possession. See, he spiked it. If he would have just tipped it easily, he could have tipped that ball right to Billy Owens, and it would have been a possession.
Marciulionis had it. It is 4-on-5 now for Seattle, but Marciulionis gets back.
Well, they've done a great job on Ricky Pierce here. 8 points in the ball game, giving him no room at all to operate.
Kemp goes underneath baseline as he is hammered hard. I'll tell you, when they foul good here.
Well, Don Nelson has always had the philosophy, we're not going to give you easy scores. He's usually always got 3 big guys, and if it takes 18 fouls along the front line, he'll give you 18 fouls. But he's not going to let you beat you with layups. He's going to make you make free throws, and he's going to wear you out underneath the basket with all the pushing and the grabbing.
Well, Kemp has 16 rebounds. And he is 6 of 7 from the line, has 14 points. Barros in, Pierce out. Coming up next, of course, New Jersey and Cleveland. Bob Neal and Hubie Brown standing by for that ball game. Stay with us for that.
Time now starting to become a factor as we get down to about the 4-minute mark.
10-point advantage. Owens inside off the glass.
Boy, he's going to be a great player. When he starts shooting the ball a little bit better from the perimeter and improves his free throw shooting, Billy Owens is going to be big time.
And Kemp with a thundering slam. Sean Kemp says, anytime I have the basketball within 2 or 3 feet, it's going down hard.
Well, Seattle cannot change baskets with him now. They've got to be able to get a couple stops.
Going down hard is Gatling. Owens left open as Marciulionis also down hard. We had bodies flying all over the place. Gatling came flying out of the pack. Marciulionis hit the dirt hard.
Yeah, I was watching Chris Gatling on the floor. He was out on the floor at the top. Here's Gatling. He goes down.
He's tripped.
And you see him laying on the floor. And then I saw Marciulionis. How does he hit the floor? Oh, that's a clothesline.
And Nate McMillan just fouled out, Doug.
You know, McMillan went over to him, though, and told him, you know, he gave him a little tap. But, again, as series go on, they get rougher and rougher and rougher, and the scores start coming down because you know teams. You know what they want to run. You know where you can attack them, where they're weak, where they're strong.
Take a look at that one more time.
This is one of those linebacker jobs against the quarterback.
He could hang close on that clothesline. Marciulionis gets them both. The lead is 12. 3:20 left to be played. Johnson for three again. He doesn't get it again, but Kemp tracks down the loose ball. For three, Tony Brown, and he drains it.
For 21, Tony Brown.
This is still around Tony Brown. This is not downtown Freddie Brown. So this guy's, I think, been with 9 different teams, so he's seen a lot of the NBA.
I like that. Freddie Brown, who was back in 79-80, set the three-point mark in the NBA. I like that. That's good, Doug. It's that airplane food.
Charge to number 25, Chris Gatling. His third.
Foul was on Gatling, and we've got a timeout as Chris Gatling picks up his third personal foul. We still have 2:43 left to be played in the ball game, and it is a 9-point Golden State advantage. Stay with us. We'll be back.
All cars are made.
With Alcatraz looming in the background, Seattle would like to escape from the Coliseum in Oakland with a victory, but they find themselves down by 9. 2:43 left to be played. 2 Sonics have fouled out. McKee at the 5:59 mark of the fourth. McMillan at the 3:25 mark, where George Karl finds his troops depleted somewhat as Wally Rooney over talking to Don Nelson on the far side. I think he's talking about Nelly's tie. That thing is a test pattern he has on tonight. What a tie. It has stayed tied the entire game, and the buttons have stayed.
He's winning by 9. I remember Nelly in Philadelphia got upset one game playing in Philadelphia when he was coaching in Milwaukee, and he went to take his coat off and he ripped it. And he just fired at the length of the floor, and the next time in Philadelphia they had a promotion, a coat throwing contest. I think they kept his jacket and had a coat throwing contest.
Well, Brown gets them both. He has 5. The lead is down to 7. This is still a ball game, folks. A lot of time left. But the Seattle have enough firepower to continue the uphill battle that they dug themselves into in the third. Mullen, a little no-look pass. Owens, what passing by Golden State. Still, Seattle looks confused offensively.
They're trying to get a 3.
Isn't it a little early to be throwing up those type of shots?
Yeah, they didn't need that. There was still plenty of time, only down 9.
Marciulionis with the prayer, but he gets the foul instead.
See, Marciulionis, when he comes at you in the open floor, he's got one thing on his mind. I'm going to take the ball to the basket. I'm either going to get a score or you're going to foul me. That time he split 2 guys, was totally out of control, and ended up tripping over someone's foot, but did get to the free throw line. So, I mean, he was totally out of control, but yet he got to the line and got mission accomplished.
That's exactly right. You're going to score points. Marciulionis now, 5 of 7, make that 6 of 8 from the line. He has 16 points for the ball game, 5 in the second half. The lead is back to 11. Johnson for 3, and I tell you what, Seattle just shooting themselves right out of this ball game. Kemp on the double team. Nice look into Eddie Johnson for the easy 2.
So you got to keep the ball in the hands of your good free throw shooters right now. The guys that can make free throws. Hardaway's a pretty good free throw shooter. So's Marciulionis. I'd foul Gatling if he tested Owens.
And Owens is going to be hammered, and it'll probably be called.
I think Mario Ellie's going to come into the game. He's going to get a bad free throw shooter. I bet he gets Gatling.
First personal foul.
Foul was on Brown. His first, and Billy Owens will go to the line. He is 3 of 5 from the stripe. Make it 50%.
Order substitution number 20, Mario Ellie.
Here comes Ellie, comes in. Gatling comes out.
Well, that's for defense, because you've got smaller players on the floor for Seattle right now, and also Ellie's a much better free throw shooter than Gatling. So if they're going to foul, you've got 4 good free throw shooters on the floor right now. Billy Owens really the only liability out there at the line.
Barrows. Right advantage for the Warriors.
What a difference 48 hours makes in basketball, I tell you.
Only 21 second-half points. Take that back. Only 39 second-half points for Seattle. Payton in traffic. The bank is closed. Mullen comes up with it, and we have a loose ball foul. And it'll be against Seattle.
Well, Gary Payton did an excellent job in game one. He got in foul trouble tonight, never really got into a rhythm. Timmy Hardaway, after getting off to a slow start, shooting 1 for 4, hit a basket, 2 big threes, and he was off and rolling. And Hardaway definitely won the battle of that matchup today.
Well, George Karl is going to go to his bench. I think he thinks this is in the books as Marty Conlon, the rookie free agent out of Providence, checks in wearing uni number 24.
The thing that shocks me the most about this game today is the turnaround on the boards. I never thought that Golden State would do what they did today on the boards to Seattle after being so dominated.
Oh, yes.
Ron, in the series this year, the two teams had played each other 5 times before they came into the playoffs, and Golden State had 40 more offensive rebounds in the 5 games, 8 per game. So today the big difference was the rebounding. Golden State found a way to get in there and rebound the basketball, specifically on the offensive end.
Well, this series will go 4 games, obviously. Game 3 will be Tuesday night in Seattle with 3 on the way. Short into the hands of Mullen inside of a minute. And this series will be tied up at 1 game apiece. What a comeback by Golden State. The basket? No, he walked with it. We'll go the other way. Well, they didn't play tired this evening. Started out this afternoon and this evening. Golden State, hats off to them.
Well, let's talk about Golden State also. Golden State is the second best team in the NBA, tied with Portland, 24 road victories. So they can win on the road. So Seattle's going to have to go home and play well. They can't go home and rely on the fact we're at home. That automatically means we're going to win. There is now pressure on them to make sure that they don't allow Golden State to get home. They've got to win 2 at home. They do not want to come back here for game 5. So the pressure now reverts to Seattle. On the other hand, Golden State says, we've got to go up there and do something we've done all year long, that's win on the road.
Well, at home, Seattle, they're 19 and 22 on the road. They were 28-13 at home. So it's not a safe bet. Mario Elie, what a game this young man has had. 16 points for the game. And so you mentioned all the stops in his career. This is only his 3rd year in the NBA, despite the fact he's 28 years old. Barris will put it up with less than 20 left. We've got another loose ball foul down below, and that will be against Golden State. Tuesday night's the next game between these 2 teams. We talked to George Karl about coming out with intensity because you don't want to say, hey, at least we got 1 of 2 at home. And it really wasn't something he was concerned about, but he still said that they're only human.
1 plus the penalty, 2 shots.
Conlon at the line. Had played in 45 games this year for Seattle. Started 1. Averaged just over 2 points a contest. Marciulionis, the clock runs down. There's a couple of candidates for a Budweiser player of the game, but I've got mine. Marciulionis dishes it off. The 3 on the way won't go, and that's the way we'll end it up. So a big 3rd quarter for the Golden State Warriors. 101. They return the favor. Seattle has the big 3rd in game 1. Golden State in game 2. The series is even. Golden State wins it 115-101. We'll be back at the Oakland Coliseum in a moment.
Some things were